Hello, and thank you for joining us. In this episode of the BPCS Use Case Series, we're going to be talking about document intake workflow for iManage with PowerApps and Power Automate. Now, let's take a look at the business challenges we're going to be attacking. Users need to have documents reviewed. The reviewing team needs to have specific information for the review. And of course, document reviews need to be tracked. So let's take a look and see how MSI is addressing these business challenges. Here we are at our document review request form. And of course, we got here by clicking a link. That link could be located in a number of different areas, such as your company intranet site, because the objective here is to have somebody fill out a form and get a set of documents reviewed. Now, this form example is going to gather some information to facilitate that review process. So let's fill out our form. Counterparty name. See who remembers the Tavana company. And we'll add our counterparty representative, and we'll add our phone number, and of course the submitter email address. Okay, and that's critical because that's where any notification to the submitter will be sent. And of course, I said this is more of a wizard approach, so my next screen is really the contract information. So the contract name in this example is Support 1000, and the estimated annual spend is $300, and the currency is USD. Total estimate is $400, and of course that is also in USD. Is there an MSA available, yes or no? Now the answer here, depending on your process, may kick off another workflow. So I'm going to say no, but again, it may kick off another workflow to facilitate the creation of an MSA. Here we're going to get this contract reviewed. Now, target execution date, let's go off and choose the 29th and say okay. So I've entered my contract information. Great. Now let's add the documents we want reviewed. So we've got two types of documents really here, working and supporting. And again, your implementation, the form may differ. Let's grab some supporting documents. And I'm going to grab a couple of models, or at least one model they need to review. And the working document, what they actually need to look at is our NDA. So let's grab the NDA here. There it is. Okay. And I select a review, either staff or management. Now, this can be a manual process, as you see me selecting management, or based on other data, it could automatically go somewhere. In other words, if the contract amount is over, say, $5,000, send it here. And if it's under $5,000, send it there. In this example, we're selecting who exactly is going to get the review. And then from here, all I do is click submit. I've now submitted my contract review and the process has begun. Now that we've submitted our contracts for review, now it's a matter of getting somebody notified that they have something to do. So of course, an email notification is sent out to the appropriate person or persons based on your solution, letting them know, hey, there has been something submitted by this person. I need you to take a look at it. It also has a PDF up here. This PDF is actually a memorialization of the form, and we'll touch base on that in a few moments. It's attached and stored as well. But again, I received a notification. I've got something to do. Let me view and update the situation. When I click, I'm presented with the same type of wizard. Okay, in this case, it's more of a read-only because I'm reviewing the data. So here's the information that was provided. All right, the spend information and so forth. And of course, now I want to take a look at my documents. Now, what happened was when we submitted that form, it went off and automatically went into iManage and created a folder, subfolders, and loaded the documents into those folders and assigned metadata. So again, when I hit that submit, all this iManage infrastructure was automatically created. So the supporting document, right, that we added, that's that model one we did, all right? The working document is right here, and that's the non-disclosure we put in there. And now what this PDF is, it's inside iManage as well as the attachment you saw for the task notification, but what it is a memorialization of what was filled out in the form. So whatever you filled out in your form is also trackable, all right? This allows you to see what was completed by that person at a later date. Now, I can go here, review my documents, take a look at what's going on. When I'm done reviewing, I'm looking at them like, you know what? I think I really need that second model we talked about. So please add the second model. So I need more information to review it. So I go to status, and I'm afraid I have to say rejected. So I'm going to reject this back to the submitter, looking for that second model. So sadly, again, the task was rejected. So the submitter is getting a notification, an email notification, urgent contract returned, which means they have to do something about it. Now, in this example, we've sent it right to one person, the submitter. So we let them know, hey, I need you to take a look at the contract. So let's hit review submission. Up pops my task. And of course, you'll be notified, hey, please add the second model. And this is that comment that we entered earlier. All right. Status rejected. Very sad. So let me hit next, because now what I need to do is go through my pieces. All right. Looks like he was okay with that, right? He was okay with the data. What did he want? He wanted the second model. Okay, I get it. So let's go to supporting documents and let's go off and add that second model. So there's model 2. Now, of course, I could add new versions of the other documents. I could add whatever needed. But in this example, it's basically the guy saying, hey, I need that second model. So second model added. Now, what's interesting, keep in mind, is this person who's doing this work is outside of iManage. They're working with just the tasks and the forms. So they don't really have access to iManage. They have access to the tasks in order to facilitate the process. So again, I've added my new document, the Model 2 example, and all I do is hit resubmit. The resubmission has been completed, of course, and now the manager who was originally sent it for review gets a notification saying it's time to take a look at things. So let's go take a look at that updated task. Again, I've got the data to reacquaint myself with what it is because I've been getting a lot of these. So let me, oh yeah, this is the Tivana one, right? The spend one, got it. Okay, yeah. I can look at the files, but oh, right. This is when I asked him for the second model. That's correct. Okay, well, it looks like he added the second model. Great news. So let's go take a look at the files. And here we are, and I'm going to go to my supporting piece, and oh, look, there's that second model. I can take a look at this exciting model. All right, this looks good. All right, I'm happy. All right, I think I can approve this now because now I've got all the information I need. So I'm going to close this out. I'm happy with the situation, and I can make my comments. Looks good. And I'm going to pick a status of approved. And now by changing the status to approved, you'll notice the green button became green. In other words, I can click it. So once I hit update, I have now approved the contract and my workflow process is completed. The next steps can be automatic signature piece with DocuSign or whatever. But as you can see, we've stepped through a workflow. We had some rejects and so forth, able to add comments, facilitate the entire process, get to the end game, which is the approval of the document. So what have you learned? Well, you learned that submitting documents for review is easy, that getting the right information for the review is also possible. And of course, tracking the doc reviews is very simple. So what are your next steps? Well, it's time to reach out to MicroStrategies so we can help you like we help our other clients.